So, I was invited to check out some of the new ships coming to Foxhole. 2 battleships for each side, a colonial destroyer, and a warden submarine. I'll show you gameplay of these in a minute, but first...
You might see some bugs and partially unfinished content, and please just mention that this is a pre-release build.
Now, let's get to the ships.
So much.
Holy shit.
These things are huge.
Wow. What the... So the first ship we got our hands on was a colonial battleship. These have full bases in them, where you can set your spawn, get equipment and materials. There's also engines. These can be tweaked with a wrench for more speed or maneuverability.
So it's basically just like a speed boost in the opposite direction.
Kind of. It's just the engine force from the propeller will be reversed on one side, the side that you switch the wrench around.
Of course, ships can sink if they get hit.
This decal represents a hole in your ship, and the reason why it's not leaking water is because it is above the water line. So when you take a shot above the water line, you have a leak that could potentially become a future problem. So now what's going to happen is the ship is going to start to slowly fill up with water, and what you have to do to prevent it from happening is to use your hammer with BMATs to repair the leak, or you can use a water bucket to bail water from the rooms themselves, or you can close the bulkhead doors to prevent the leak from spreading to other rooms.
That's sick.
But that doesn't fix the damage.
That doesn't fix the damage. If the ship will die in one of 2 ways. Either all the rooms will fill with water and the ship will sink.
I'm underwater.
Oh, I'm swimming. What the hell? No.
It's been a pleasure, guys.
It's been an honor.
I'm too young, man. I'm too young.
I wish I was more than the backpack that I carry.
Oh.
Or the ship will run out of health and the ship will sink.
I will say, however, the Warden battleship is way cooler, way bigger, and a lot less claustrophobic than the Colonial one. But you know, Warden biased. Now let's move on to guns. Oh shit.
Jesus.
So first of all, you got the smaller guns that can be accessed from the top. These are gonna be your machine guns, depth charges, 30mm, and so on.
They're slow to a halt.
I'm gonna throw water on them.
And then you got the big guns.
180, same azimuth.
Shooting.
You can move again if you want. Easier.
Oh yeah, direct hit.
They're gonna need a gunner and maybe a loader or 2 for maximum efficiency, because these shoot 120s and 150s. You can only access them below deck, and they can switch from indirect to direct fire, which means they turn from an RD gun to a cannon.
They've taken on water.
You're taking out water.
Quit ramming them. You're putting them back above the water.
Can't help it.
Oh my god, look at this.
Oh, creepy.
There's also a third type of gun that you can't get in, which is an AI gun. These will not target enemy combat ships, rather they will attack civilian ships like motorboats and barges. So you can't have a...
I'm the captain now.
But you can still board enemy ships if you get close enough.
I took one of our own 150s.
Oh dear God.
Are we boarded?
Take him out, boys. Board the ship.
Oh, we did until he got blasted.
He was vaporized.
Guys, they're sinking us.
Yeah. Oh, they
The
are?
technical term is obliterated.
Well,
we're
no,
not
it's
taking
okay.
on water.
They're sinking quicker. We're winning.
Quick, broadside them.
Oh, there they go.
Oh, there they go.
You can even board enemy subs.
Stand by, Hans is infiltrating the sub.
Oh, I can't.
I don't-
Hans, wrong hatch.
It's completely flooded. I think it's in the back.
Oh, there he
there we
goes.
go.
Bye, Hans.
No, Dad, see you lads, I'm gonna drown.
Oh gosh.
I
The
can't
water.
seem to open any bulkhead doors.
If the water level is too great a difference on either
The
side of the
sub
door,
is slowly going deeper and
Oh, that's
deeper.
cool.
I'm just sinking with it. I'm just going
Did
down
it
with
sink?
the ship.
There we go.
all right.
Oh, that's pretty cool, actually.
still
Oh,
there.
it's. I think we sunk it. I think it was just going through its sinking animation because we're now
No,
going through
I
the floor.
see it. I see it in the sonar.
But the actual submarine is
Depth
just going
18.
straight down. I don't think it's doing that on purpose.
Depth 20.
I think we're out of depth charges.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, might
They're
just be
dead.
done.
They are dead.
And because diving is in the game now, there's also sonar. Now the destroyer and the sub only have this, and I'll be honest, this was way too confusing for my peanut brain, so I didn't spend much time on it, but there's a long-range sonar and a short-range sonar, and this will be used to hunt ships. Now destroyers are going to use these to hunt enemy subs, and then use their depth charges to take them out. Or you could just wait for them to surface and then unload on them.
Depth.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, we see.
I would
Straightening
switch to
out.
short.
Depth.
Submarine direct front. Direct front.
Oh,
Right
right,
up,
right,
hit it.
right, right.
Oh shit.
Oh, neighbor.
Get it.
Oh, hi,
Rammed it.
neighbor. Hi, neighbor.
Hit, multiple hits.
Oh. I might have.
Get in! Get in!
Depth charge.
That's what happens when you run out of battery, boys and girls. You get obliterated.
Another thing destroyers will be able to do is drop sea mines to block enemy subs in, but that wasn't present in this preview. But now, the coolest part, the subs.
Please don't push any buttons yet. Let me explain it briefly. All right. So what you are looking at, the most important things you need to understand is the ballast system. There are 3 ballasts. There's one at the front of the ship, one in the midship, and one at the back. If you press Q, you can mount it. And if you press A and D, it will be flooding it. What these are like air tanks. Try to imagine them like the air tanks on a submarine. When they fill with air, the ship will rise. When they fill with water, the ship will sink. The one at the rear is called the safety ballast. You probably don't need to touch that. The ones that are most important is the one in the middle. It's the main ballast. If it is totally flooded, if you guys are in there now, feel free to flood it. Go flood it all the way to 100%. What you'll notice is the ship will sink down to neutral buoyancy, which means that it's not going to go up or down. It's just going to sit in the water at a certain depth. You press Q to get to man the seat, and then it's A and D to flood it. D will flood it to. When you set it to 100%, it'll flood it to full.
This is a negative ballast tank. So the one in the middle is a positive.
So if it's the correct configuration is the front should be totally blown, which means 0. The center should be fully flooded, which is 100, and the flood and the safety ballast at the rear should be flooded at 100. So from this point, this is probably the configuration you really just want to stay in. The driver on the left hand of the driver's seat will control which direction, left, right, or left, straight, and forward, and will control the rudder. And the right side is the dive officer. This guy controls the depth, the fine tuning of depth. So if you want to go up or down, the dive officer will change the planes, which is like, think of them like flat fins on either side of your ship. You'll be angling the fins up or down. So if the ship is moving forward, the fins are angled up, then the ship will start to dive, will start to go lower. And as soon as you stop accelerating, you'll notice that the ship doesn't go up or down. It doesn't like return to the surface. So again, if you are at neutral buoyancy, those should be the only 3 seats you need in order to go up and down. You don't want to go below 20 meters. If you go too deep, you will start to spring leaks.
I'm telling you, I can find the Titanic. Just trust me.
The last note is that safety ballast at the rear, the only reason that exists is if you start to take on water, the balance of your ship is going to change. So you're going to start to sink. So you'll want to start to flood that safety ballast if you want to go back up to the surface, if there's water in your ship. But unless there's water in your ship, you don't want to touch that safety ballast unless you want to stay on the surface permanently.
So I'm in this pitch thing. So if I press W, I'm making us go deeper, and I press S.
Yeah.
Bringing
Or just fired a torpedo. I want everyone to know that the ship is called the Nakki, which in Finnish means like a sausage or a wiener. And I can't stop laughing at this thing.
We're trying to escape the blue.
Yeah, it was blue for a minute there.
Yeah, my bad, I don't know. Oh shit, we're gonna get hit.
Oh god, oh god.
Oh god! What the hell?
Anyways, that's about it. This video was made before the dev stream, so there's probably a bunch of stuff added that isn't shown in this video, but huge thanks to SiegeCamp for inviting me, and I can't wait for the next war where everyone's gonna be on a fucking boat.